So here we are again with yet another video on the topic of procrastination. How do we stop procrastinating? Why is it so hard to stop procrastinating? And you're probably not gonna like what I have to say on this topic, but that's okay. The truth is often bitter, and sometimes it hurts. But that might be the point of this whole message, because before we get started, I want you to think on how many times this question has been asked. Not just on YouTube. I'm talking about just do a Google search, type in procrastination, you'll see all across social media. Tons of different books have been written on this. Like how many times this question has been asked and how many times it has been answered. I want you to take a moment and ponder on how baffling that is. Thousands of answers and people are still searching why, when in reality, what else is there left to be said? These countless posts with hundreds of answers, they must have covered everything, every tip and trick, it's all in the book. So why isn't this topic over with by now? Because in theory, you don't have to watch this video. You can go read a different post. You can go see another video besides mine. And in reality, with the amount of answers and books and documentation that we have on this topic, there should be a Bible, metaphorically speaking, a Bible's worth of a roadmap on how to deal with procrastination. This topic should be long gone and frozen. And people, in theory, could just come to their Bible or come to, insert whatever video or post here, and they can go there for enlightenment because they found their answer and they never have to procrastinate again in their lives. And yet, this question still breathes. New answers are requested every single day. There's a new post, there's a new way to word the topic there's a new way of asking how to stop procrastination. I think the best way to start with this topic is to think back to a time when you were younger. Do you remember a time when you were a kid and maybe you were taken to a carnival or an arcade or something like that? And when you got there and your parents took you there, maybe you begged and you begged and you begged for a new toy, and you saw it in a little cage and you were begging for them, just praying that they would go out there and either just buy the toy or get you the toy in some way. Every chance you got, you tell your parents about it. And then one day they finally got that toy for you, and your whole life felt whole. And maybe, when you got home, you may have played with that toy for maybe 3 times, maybe a week, maybe a month. But at the end of all that, that toy ended up collecting dust with the rest of your other toys. You didn't misplace a toy, you didn't lose it, you just lost interest in the toy. And the sad thing is, it's just that toy that you worked so hard to get, that toy that you were begging for. At one point, that was your whole life. Now it's just sitting there collecting dust with all the rest of the stuff you lost interest in. So can you see it now? Can you see the truth behind this question and a lot of self-improvement questions? The truth is, you're not looking for an answer to your procrastination. You're looking for a shiny new toy. And then all these tips and tricks, thousands of answers on this self-improvement journey, self-improvement videos and books and stuff like that, that's what they are to you. They're just bright and shiny new toys. You have the 5-minute rule. You have the this rule, you have the this trick, the that trick, turn off your phone, set, this and that. You have all these different ways. You've read all this stuff already, but you're still asking the same question. Effectively, all of those things, if you combine them into one place, you can make a banner that just says, "Welcome to the carnival of how to beat procrastination." We have a wide assortment of shiny tricks for you. Feel free to pick whichever one you can fool yourself into believing will change your life. Take it home, play with it for a couple of days, and when you get bored, throw it away. Repeat the cycle, come back to the carnival, let's do it again. Thank you for your business. And how do they know that you'll come back? It's because we always do. Think and think really hard. Do you remember it now? This is not your first time here. You've come to us before, perhaps in a different place, maybe a different time, but you have. Everyone has. So why do we do it? Why do we fall in love with our shiny new toys? Why do we get so interested in that toy, and then we get the toy, we get the thing we want, and then it just starts collecting dust? Well, the reason for that is, and if you're only gonna get one thing from this video, this is the one thing you should get. Sometimes we fall in love with the idea of possessing something rather than the thing itself. Every time you watch one of these videos, every time you post something on social media related to self-improvement, if you in your head you think you're trying to improve in that way, do you get a little rush of dopamine? Do you love to see the comments come in and answer to you in some way, shape, or form? I'm not saying they feel pity for you, but they are at least acknowledging your concern, and they're trying to give you an answer, do you get a rush of dopamine when that happens? And when you sit down to apply their trick, like that rush of dopamine goes away. So before, when they give you a new 5-minute rule, when they give you a new technique that you've never heard of before, you're like, oh wow, I can't wait. This is gonna be so cool, I can't wait to apply it. And you get so excited even before you've implemented that trick. But then when you actually go to implement it, all that excitement goes away. And then most likely you abandon that trick and you come back to this thread or this video or whatever it may be to get a new trick, and you get a new dopamine shot. If the answers to all these questions are yes, then perhaps you're more in love with the vision than like the vision of you sitting in that dark room and doing the hard work, the vision of you having to do hard work, the vision of what your life could be if you were to do the hard work, than the obsession with actually performing that act. So again, remember, this video is not therapy. This video is not trying to tell you another trick on how to beat procrastination. This video is summing up what procrastination is. So now you're probably trying to ask, like, what's the answer? This is just another video where you're just gonna say like, oh, you beat procrastination by just beating it, like just get up and do it. But in reality, there actually is no answer to procrastination. Procrastination is just a symptom. It's a symptom of the fact that you don't realize just how short and precious your time is on this planet, or how illogical it is to waste it away. Procrastination shouldn't be a problem any more than, like, you know, saying that I know how important breathing is, but sometimes I don't feel like doing it and I keep putting it off as a problem. Let that sink into your head. Like, really think long and hard about that. Could you imagine if Bill Gates was like, you know, I have a whole lot of computers I have to make. Like, all these people need my computers so they can go to work and they can get stuff done, but I can't stop procrastinating. What should I do? But obviously we're not all going to be able to be Bill Gates, so let's just pretend that, for lack of better words, our stupidity has an official sounding name of procrastination, and then let's pretend that it is a real problem for which an efficient solution must exist, for which perhaps someday we'll find that someday on some obscure video or some social media thread. And until we do, let's keep using procrastination as an excuse to waste our time. I hope this video resonated with you in some way, and be sure to leave a like and comment down below on what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.